Welcome to Roadmap to 1 Million. My name is Stacy Zeal, and if you're looking to make more money, gain your time back, and rapidly grow your visibility so that you can impact way more people with your brilliance, you're in the right place. This podcast is your one-stop shop for turning your online business dreams into a reality. My main goal is to give women entrepreneurs just like you the marketing strategies, guidance, and expert insights you need to hit that $1 million milestone and beyond. Whether you're a coach, a consultant, or an online brand that wants to make a big impact, Roadmap to 1 Million gives you the actionable strategies and inspiration you need so that you can implement right away, no fluff, no fuss. So, CEO, are you ready to buckle up and accelerate your growth? Be sure to follow the show and let's dive in. Get ready to uncover your roadmap to 1 million. Hello. Welcome to the Roadmap to 1 Million podcast. My name is Stacy Zeal, and I am super excited for you to be here. If you are new to this podcast, welcome. Make sure that you are hitting that follow button so that you are up to date with all the episodes that we drop every week. If you are seasoned here, you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back and tuning into another episode. I am super excited to drop some gems on y'all today, per usual. And this is the podcast that gives you these actionable insights, these tactics to make a lot more money in your business, to gain your time back, and to rapidly increase your visibility. And for summertime, y'all, that is something that is definitely top of mind for lots of us out here. I know people talk about the summer slump, but increasing that visibility, increasing that money, gaining your time back, it is all possible, definitely. And today, in today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down the key elements of a successful marketing funnel that sells your digital products or any kind of evergreen offer that you have in your business, whether that's a course, a group coaching program, a membership that has open enrollment. This is going to be the episodes that talk to you about those key elements of an effective marketing funnel so that you can make more money, you can gain that time back, you can make a bigger impact, and you can do all of those things without losing your mind. And you can do those things in an automated way. And so last week I talked about the number one mistake that CEOs make when scaling their business. So be sure to listen to that episode if you haven't already. If you are a CEO that is growing and you are someone who has been selling primarily one-on-one and you want to start to shift to selling one-to-many, this is the series for you. So last week's episode set the context for you to give you a lot of good information about what, that's one-on-one selling versus one-to-many selling. This episode, we're actually going to dive into the essential components. We're going to talk about the anatomy of an effective sales funnel. And I want to give you a couple things to think about when you think about, to put you in the right frame of mind as you are shifting from that one-on-one selling to the one-to-many, so that you, when it comes to putting that funnel in place to be that bridge between, one-on-one selling and one-to-many selling. So I'm going to give you all of that good information today. So make sure that you are ready. Make sure that you have shared this with a friend, because this is going to be a lot of great information here. So the goal of your marketing is to move prospects towards the sale. So it's to move people who have no idea who you are to saying, please take my money. I really, really need to sign up for this. I really need this digital product. I really need this offer. That's the goal. The goal for marketing is to move people towards the sale. And your marketing funnel is an essential piece of that, because that is the piece that is automated. That is the piece that gives people the information that they need to make that buying decision. And you can do this at scale. So if you are appearing on podcasts, you're posting on social media, you're running ads, any kind of ways that you are getting yourself, your oneself in front of the masses, in front of lots of different people, and lots of different people that have different problems and different, that may have a similar problem that you solve, right? But they're coming at it with a different mindset. They have different objections. They have different barriers to actually moving towards a sale. That is where your funnel comes in. Because your funnel comes in a place where you don't have to manually give people the information that they need in order for them to buy from you. You don't actually have to send 100 DMs a day in order for you to get people to buy your products, right? You really don't have to do that. So manual marketing isn't scalable. Let me say that again. The manual marketing that you're doing, or the manual selling that you're doing, the hundreds of DMs that you're sending every day, the adding 75 people to your Facebook page every day, all of that stuff is manual. And this is not an episode to say that that's ineffective, right? It's not to say that it's ineffective. It's not to say that you shouldn't do that anymore. It's really to say that there is a better way. that there is a way that is more scalable for you to be able to do this, so that it doesn't require you sending a bunch of DMs, it doesn't require a bunch of your manual effort, and it doesn't require you to stay small because you can only serve the amount of people that you can actually serve, that you can humanly possibly serve. Marketing is meant to be is the main thing in your business that will take you to the next level. It is the thing that will scale your business, right? Marketing is something that as you grow, it has to grow and grows and evolves, because you have to get more leads into your funnel in order to hit your numbers. Or you have to get your brand awareness has to increase. You have to get more visible to get in front of a lot more people. And the way that you do that without it having to be a manual process is with your marketing funnel. And so it's called a marketing funnel because if you think about a funnel, picture a funnel, it's like an upside down triangle. At the top, it's really big, and it starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller as you get towards the bottom. And each section of that funnel has a job. There are 3 sections to the funnel that we're going to talk about today. And before I tell you about the 3 sections, I want to make sure that you understand that really where your buyers are at, the people who are looking for your products, they're moving through different stages of awareness, or different stages for their buying decision. So everybody goes through different stages of these different stages before they're going to buy something from you. And so those stages, if you are someone who's a sales expert or someone who's really good at sales, then you might understand this. They go from awareness to consideration to intent to purchase. And then you can even add in repeats and, reactivations and stuff like that. But on the basics level, people have to be aware of the problem that they have. They are aware that they have an issue that they want to solve. They're in that, then they move to that consideration phase where they're like, okay, I'm considering taking action. I'm considering my options. I'm considering, what is it, a course? Is it DIY? Is it done for you? Is it, is it this person? Is it that person? What is it? They're in that consideration phase where they're actively wanting to solve the problem. Then they're moving to intent, meaning that they're like, okay, I've weighed my options, I've considered my options, I've considered all the different things that are out there, and I definitely want to take a course from this person, but maybe I'm just not ready yet. Maybe I have the intent to buy something. I'm actually like, okay, I'm actually ready to solve this problem now. Like before, I was aware that I had a problem, then I started to consider my options, and now I'm in this place where I'm like, okay, yep, I'm ready to pull the trigger. I'm ready to go ahead and make that purchase decision. And then that final stage is where they actually purchase from you. And then you can upsell them, you can resell them, all those kinds of things. But we're going to just talk about those first. I just want you to, for simplicity's sake, we're just going to focus on those first 4 stages, that awareness to consideration to intent to purchase. And the job of your funnel, the reason that your funnel is so important is because your funnel moves people through those stages. And so when I talk to people about ads and running ads and stuff like that, I tell people that you want to talk to people who are in that consideration phase. You don't want to talk to people who are just aware that they have a problem, right? Because that jump from awareness to consideration can be a real long jump, right? Think about how many, things that you have in your life that you're aware that you have this problem and you haven't actually started to do anything about it yet, right? Like maybe you're aware that you should be eating better, but you haven't started to consider your options yet. You're aware that, you've been eating, crabs and catfish for the last, 3 nights, and you are really like, I need to actually eat a salad. Or I need to eat some vegetables, right? That jump can be a long period of time between when your customers are aware that they have the problem to when they're actually considering to actually, buy from you, or actually considering acting on the problem, I should say. That consideration phase is when people are like, okay, I'm actually weighing my options. I'm actually having a little bit of motivation. I actually do want to, solve this problem. So that's where we want to start talking to people, because we want to move them to intent, and then we want to move them to purchase. And if you think about the job of your funnel is to do that. So let's talk about the 3 pieces of a funnel. And they're very simple, so don't feel like we're going to go down a whole rabbit hole here, because I want you to just understand how it operates from a marketing perspective. You have your top of funnel, you have your middle of the funnel, and you have the bottom of the funnel. Very simple, super, super straightforward. The top of the funnel, that is where if you picture a funnel, it's the biggest. That's where all your new leads come in. That's where people are coming and they're entering into your marketing ecosystem. They're like, okay, they're coming in through your lead magnets. They're coming in, your world, they're visiting your website, all those different things. That's the top of the funnel. As people move towards the middle of the funnel, what happens? It gets smaller. People start to fall off. The people who are not really interested in the offer, the people who are not really interested in acting on the problem that they have, the people who are just freebie seekers and just looking for information and not really ready to do anything, those people get filtered out. Because in that middle of the funnel, that's where you're nurturing and you're building trust. So you're talking to your people that have just come into your world. You're starting to let them get to know you. You're starting to build that trust. They're starting to get familiar with how you teach and how you deliver things. And then that bottom of the funnel is when they convert into that sale. That's when they actually purchase your offer. When they're like, okay, they're being nurtured, and they can sit in that nurture phase for a little bit until they're ready. But once they're ready, because you're top of mind, because you've been showing up, then they're ready to buy from you and convert into a sale. Are you a CEO with an amazing one-to-many offer who's tired of creating endless amounts of content that is not helping you hit your high revenue goals? Well, look no further than Maximize with Ads. Maximize with Ads is designed to help you exponentially increase your sales, rapidly grow your visibility, and gain your time back by leveraging the power of Facebook and Instagram ads. From developing a scalable Facebook ad strategy, to setting up your tech, to targeting the right audiences and creating irresistible ads, we've got you covered. Plus, our private support community is always available to answer your questions and provide personalized feedback. If you're ready to stop spending all your valuable CEO time creating endless amounts of content and start executing a leveraged strategy that allows you to travel the world, pay for private school, or start living the life you started your business to live in the first place, then head over to MaximizeWithAds.com to enroll. Visit MaximizeWithAds.com to learn more and get started today. All right, let's jump back into the episode. And so that's really the anatomy of it, that you have the top of funnel, you have the bottom of funnel, you have the middle of your funnel. But let me put this into context so that you understand as an online business owner and as someone who's selling digital products, whether that's a course or, again, an evergreen kind of offer, whether you're selling, courses, memberships, group programs, those kinds of things. So the three things that you need that are essential to your marketing funnel. You need a way to turn your audience into leads. So typically what that looks like is you turning your social media audience, for example, into email leads. You're getting people from social media, you're getting people from SEO, you're getting people from appearing on podcasts. If you are looking for ways to generate leads, and you really want to understand what are those long-term ways, you definitely want to make sure you check out my Streamline and Scale series. That's a part of the Ultimate Marketing Playbook that I just put out. It's an ultimate marketing playbook for online brands that are scaling and trying to hit that next level. And so you go to stacyzeal.co/streamline because that really does take you through each of these pieces. But that first it's an audio guide. One of the audio pieces in there is about long-term lead generation strategies. So the top of the funnel, you need a way to turn your people who are looking at what you're doing, watching what you're doing. They're following you on social. They are, interacting with you somehow. Maybe they sent you DMs. You need to find a way of turning those people into email leads. And that typically means it's a lead magnet, like a PDF guide, a checklist, a quiz, a private podcast, a video series, something like that. You want to make sure that you're getting people off of social, which is a platform you do not own. You're taking those people and you're actually filtering them into your email list. That's the main thing you want to do as an online brand, is get people on your email list. The second essential piece, the second place that the part of it that you need to think about when you're thinking about a funnel, your own funnel, and shifting from one-on-one selling to one-to-many selling, is that you need a way to nurture your leads and build trust. So that's that middle of the funnel, right? You need a way to stay top of mind. You need a way to get people the information that they need in order to make a buying decision. So that looks like your email sales sequence that gives your information, your audience, all the information they need to convert. It could be your podcast. That's my podcast, Roadmap to 1 Million, that you're listening to. That is my primary nurturing tool. I use my email also, but also my podcast. My goal with my podcast is not to necessarily attract a whole lot of new people, but it's really to make sure that the people who do come into my world, you hear my voice, you hear the way I speak, you hear the way I teach, you get familiar with the kind of content with the way that I break down content. That is the goal that I've set forth for my podcast. Maybe you use your podcast for something different, but that's just how I use it. And then also content. So the content that you create, the blogs, the videos, the anything that you're creating out there, your podcast, all these kinds of things. Content is a great way to nurture your leads. Content is a great way to attract new leads as well. So if you'll think about it, like some of these things can be, used interchangeably, and you can hit people at different parts of the funnel with this. But I like to break it down this way, because then this way you can see like you're bringing it. You have a lead magnet that you're using to bring in leads, something that you're giving people in exchange for their email address, because we know that our email addresses are currency now, right? People are not just going to give you their email list to just jump on your newsletter. You might get some people that do that, but a lot of people are like, okay, I want to be able to get a little bit of a preview into what you do and how you can solve my problem. I want to get a quick win for the problem that I have before I give you my email address. So you have a way to turn your social audience into email leads, or any kind of audience that you're getting in front of into email leads to get them on your email list. You have a way to nurture people so that you're staying top of mind and that you're building trust and people are getting the information that they need in order to make a buying decision from you. And then the last place is you need a way to convert leads into sales. And so the thing is, like, email does double duty here. Email is definitely great to nurture your community. Those broadcasts, those weekly emails that you send out, those newsletters that you send out, they're a great way to nurture people. But then you also want to make sure you're selling in your emails as well. Those are the three essential pieces that you need in your funnel. You need a way to attract people and turn your social audience and all these other audiences you're getting in front of into email leads. You need to find a way to nurture those leads and to stay top of mind and to build trust so that they have all the information that they need to make a purchase from you. And then you need a way to convert the leads into sales and making sure that you're selling to them. So that's your email list, as I mentioned, but that's also things like your webinars or your sales event, whether that's live or that's recorded. These are conversion of type events that help people get a bit of information from you. They get to know how you teach, and then you're making them a direct offer. This is like if you're launching, your launches would be your way to convert leads into sales. So now that you understand what you need in a marketing funnel, so we talked about the essential pieces of it. We talked about why it's important for you to have a funnel, because as you're growing and scaling, you're able to, capture more people and get more people towards the sale. We talked about, the benefits of having this funnel in place. And now we're going to talk about, in the final episode, I'm going to give you the only 3 marketing funnels you need to sell your digital products on autopilot. So today you've understood how it functions and what you need. So I want you to start thinking about, what are those touch points? What do you have in your arsenal that attracts leads? Maybe you already have a lead magnet. Maybe you already have a quiz. Maybe you already have, a video series recorded or something like that. But you're not using it as a lead magnet. You're just putting it out there. I'm sure that if you're creating content, right? Like if you're creating podcast episodes, you have a podcast series, that's a great thing to turn into a lead magnet. These kinds of things. So you understand that you have a way to attract people, you have a way to nurture people, and you have a way to convert those leads. Now I'm going to then the next episode, I'm going to talk to you about the exact funnels that you need. So what are the 3 different types of funnels that you need to sell your digital products on autopilot, especially if you're starting to use ads. This is primarily going to be talking about when you have, what the 3 things you need to have, what 3 types of funnels there that exist for you to be out there. If you are going to considering running ads, I'm going to tell you exactly what funnels to use. And honestly, when you have a successful funnel setup, you absolutely take your sales to the next level, because you eliminate the manual effort that you have built into your marketing if you are a one-to-one seller and you're shifting to one-to-many. The way that you market something that's always available, or something that is, something that's created and that people can just buy over and over again, is very different than how you're marketing your high-ticket one-on-one services. Right? Those require conversations and then it's a different skill set, to be honest, right? Like, one-to-one selling is not my favorite way to sell. I like to sell one-to-many. I like to be able to put me on a stage and let me talk to 100 people. And I can I can reach out to, and I can connect directly with those, 10, 20, 30 people of that 100 that actually really, really need what I have to say and really connect with what I have to say. And they want that offer. And so if that's something that you have in your business and you're really looking to take things to take it to the next level without having all that manual effort, definitely make sure that you're following the podcast, because next week's episode, I'm going to tell you all about the 3 marketing funnels that you need to sell your digital products on autopilot. And so if you want to start to be able to focus on just getting in front of new audience and have your funnel sell for you, do the selling for you, then you definitely want to make sure that you continue to listen to this series, because next week's episode is going to be an awesome one. So that's what I got for y'all today. Make sure that you're hitting me up on Instagram. You follow me over there at stacyzeal.co. Make sure that you are going to the show notes, because any links or any resources that have been mentioned, if you want to, take a look read the podcast, you want to listen to it on different platforms, definitely make sure you go to stacyzeal.co/podcast to be able to get all the gems and all the things that you need. So that's what I got for y'all today. I'll talk to y'all next week. OMG, that episode was packed with gems. Are you ready for more? Head over to stacyzeal.co/podcast to get the show notes and to sign up to get our top 5 podcast episodes to help you streamline your marketing so you can make this your $1 million year. Head over to stacyzeal.co/podcast.